If you're a Gen X woman and you are still struggling with money, then you're going to want to watch this video. So it's probably got nothing to do with the career you're in or how much money you're making. It's more of how you feel about money. It's more emotional. So I'm going to talk about 3 significant mindset shifts that changed everything for me, and it can change for you as well. So be sure and watch to the end. The last one is probably not what you think, but so we are on a road trip to Texas to visit my family, and we just made it to Biloxi. I don't know if you can see the ocean behind me. It was really loud out there, so I got in the car. And also I got my baby back here. This is Bentley, and he's been such a great traveler. He just woke up from a nap. He was sprawled out on my lap. So I'm keeping the car cool for him, and am talking about mindset training. So the first one is you have to shift from scarcity thinking, because most of what we learned about money, we learned from watching our parents, and it starts at a very young age. And so a lot of times it can be confusing because it's not what they say, it's how they live. And when I was young, my parents were both business owners, and they did quite well. My mom owned a hair salon, and my dad owned a real estate firm, and so they were doing great. And so I didn't want for anything. My sister and I, whatever it was that we wanted. I even remember telling my parents at a very young age that they should consider taking us to Disney World, because I'd seen a commercial. And so sure enough, we went to Disney World, and our Christmases were just crazy awesome. And I remember getting my first Schwinn bike, and it had a big bow on it in front of the Christmas tree. So growing up, I didn't want or need for money. Anything. So, and when you're little, you don't really have a concept of it, but you are always learning from your parents and how their relationship with money. And so you can have a scarcity mindset around money from very young. And when I was in 7th grade, going into 8th grade, my family lost everything, and we had to move out of our house that we loved. Basically, we got to design our rooms, and I had my own bathroom, I had my own phone line. It was amazing. But I remember when my dad came in and said we had to move, and we had to move back into the house that we lived in before. And in junior high, it's a very significant age, and I was going into 8th grade as a cheerleader, and we lost all of our money, had to move back into our other house. And so this changed my money blueprint at the time, because all of a sudden we were having to budget, and all of a sudden we were cutting back. And then I remember moving to Dallas my junior year in high school, and my mom would give us $20 for 3 of us to go shopping, and she would make it a game. And we were budgeting constantly. I remember we'd go to dollar movies. So anyway, from 8th grade on through my graduation, money was tight. So that changed everything for me. So I had within me, I had that entrepreneurial spirit and ambition and vision and drive, and I had abundance, but then I also had that you can lose everything, and then you have to be tight. So I kind of have both of those, and it was a struggle at times to fight against the one where you had to be tight with money, and that eventually money would go away. So I would have success for a while, I would make a lot of money, and then I would have this kind of sabotage because I had that money will go away. So you have to shift from scarcity to plenty. And a lot of times it's difficult because what we learned when we were young is subconscious. I mean, it's not something that is logical. And so you'll notice you might sabotage once you're doing really well, because you might have the same programming that I had, that money will eventually dry up. And so what you can do is just start saying and thinking, and almost have a mantra of, I have plenty, I have more than enough, I have plenty for everything I need and everything I want. And so that's a good and simple way to shift into plenty instead of scarcity. And then you just continue to say that. You wake up in the morning and you say, I have plenty. You have fear come up around money, you say, I have plenty, and you just keep shifting into that and out of scarcity. The next one is the mindset of being afraid of risk taking. So this one can stop you, and it stopped me in my life for sure. So you can have an opportunity come to you, and if you're in that scared state of afraid to take a risk, then you might miss it. And I missed many opportunities because I was coming from that. And so you want to shift from that fear of taking a risk into the belief in yourself. And that's a big one, because you can have all the amazing opportunities and doors open for you, but this one can stop you if you don't believe in yourself and if you have a fear of risk. And most wealthy people will tell you that you have to take a risk. And so you want to shift into believing in yourself and following your intuition and making good decisions and being willing to take risks, because I don't think that I don't think you'll ever be able to increase your wealth if you're not willing to take risks and believe in yourself. And so this is huge. And you just have to catch that fear when it comes up and then shift into that. I believe in myself, and I believe that I can do this. And that's huge. That's so huge, because I've seen so many people fail from that alone, that thought alone. And it's not true. It's just a lie. And so you just catch it and you shift very quickly. And the other one is, so I was told years ago that when your income increases, don't change your lifestyle. So don't go out and get an expensive car, don't get an expensive house, don't change everything all at once. You want to give it time, you want to breathe into it. And so a lot of times when we do this, we're doing it to impress other people. And if you're coming from that rather than coming from a place of, I'm going to grow my wealth by investing in myself, it's very two different ways of thinking. So trying to impress people is coming from a lack mentality of you're not enough if you don't do this, if you don't spend tons of money. But if you're looking to grow your money, that's wealth. You grow your wealth by investing in yourself, in your future, and you find ways, and then you follow that intuition. You make educated and informed decisions on how to invest in your future and grow your wealth. And so this is 3 ways that you can shift out of scarcity into wealth. And if you don't have a vehicle right now, we have an opportunity to earn money 4 ways, up to $100,000 for each way, and make that FU money and feel 20 again with our health